So I have some regrets in getting the 2025 Toyota Tacoma TRD off-road. For those of you that don't know, prior to this, I had a 2024 TRD Sport. And I actually prefer the Sport more after having the TRD off-road for a while. Now, there's nothing wrong with the TRD off-road, but there are some differences between the two different trim levels. And honestly, I kind of wish I would have kept the Sport, or at least maybe got another Sport with different options on it. So why? First of all, what do I miss? Well, one of the biggest things is the hood scoop. I really do like the hood scoop on the TRD Sport, even though it kind of weakens the hood, makes the hood kind of bounce around a little bit. I just think it's a better look for the truck. I think it makes it look sportier. And frankly, I'm a big fan of hood scoops anyway. Number two, and I noticed this pretty early on, acceleration. It seems to me that the TRD Sport was a little bit quicker off the line. And I know it's not a race car, right? You don't buy a Toyota Tacoma because you're trying to set land speed records. But nonetheless, I like to be able to go when I hit the gas. It's a little bit slower on the TRD off-road version, and it seems like there's a little bit more lag to the truck. Now, I do have a pedal commander on this truck to alleviate that, but nonetheless, straight out of the box, I did like the way that the Sport performed better from an acceleration standpoint. Number three, the ride quality. There is a difference between the way the two trucks are set up. The TRD off-road is a little bit softer, a little bit squishier. Now, I'm being picky here. That's not to say that it's a horrible ride by any means. It's not. It's just that it's designed more for off-road and less for that sporty kind of feel. The TRD Sport was stiffer. It was quicker, it felt like, in performance or steering. Maybe that has something to do with the acceleration too, I don't know. But it just seemed to be a tighter truck. Not quite as loose as what we have on the TRD off-road. And keep in mind, again, I'm being picky. It's not that this truck is horrible by any means. Number four, the color. Now, this color is Terra, and I do like it. I think it's a pretty slick color. It's one of my favorites, but it's not the most favorite. I think so far for me, in the new Tacoma line, the 4th gen, the supersonic red that I had before was just a more striking color for the Toyota Tacoma, particularly if you're into social media and stuff. You know, I shoot videos, I take a lot of pictures and things, and honestly, I want the truck to pop. And that supersonic red in the right light really does pop. This truck, just a little bit more muted, a little bit duller. Again, not that I hate the color, I really do like this color, it's just my second choice. And number five, probably are the fender wells or the fender treatments, I guess. These, of course, on the off-road are black. I used to think that I really liked that, but I'll tell you, after having the truck for a while, and again, being picky, it does look good, but I prefer that they're color matched, like what I had on the Sport. And I think that's kind of a combination between maybe the fender flares themselves and that spoiler up on top. I think it just kind of blends well, gives the truck a little bit more appeal to it, a better appearance or look, I guess, if you will. Just something else that I think I prefer after having both of the trucks for a while. So why did I even get the TRD off-road, right? I mean, I had the Sport, I could have kept it. I didn't have to get a TRD off-road. Some people think I'm a little nuts. I had a 2024 with pretty low miles on it and went ahead and traded it off for this. Well, let me tell you why. Number one, I wanted to try a new trim level, right? I had the TRD off-road. I wanted to see what the TRD Sport was all about. And honestly, I wouldn't even be making this video had I not experienced the two, because I wouldn't know the difference. So anybody out there who maybe is trying to decide between the two different trim levels, if you like a softer, more cushy ride, maybe the TRD Off-Road is for you. If you like something a little stiffer, a little sportier, the TRD Sport is probably the one you ought to go with. Number two, this is a 4x4. When I bought the Sport, and probably bought it too quickly, I kind of had to take what was out there, right? And that was a two-wheel drive. It was one of the first ones or so that the dealership that I was dealing with had. So I bought the 4x2. Now, do I need a 4x4? Not really. But it's more a state of mind, I guess. Knowing that I have a 4x4, and if I ever do need it for some reason, can't imagine why. Maybe the world comes to an end, maybe we have another devastating rain down here, although I'm not sure that I really believe you need a 4x4 because of rain. However, I have the option, it's there. It's that old adage, better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, right? So if I did have another Sport, it would be a 4x4. Number three, and this is a big one. No auto stop or stop start technology. The 2024 Sport that I had auto stop on it, something that I despise. And I know it's a petty, simple thing, right? I mean, God forbid that if you want to disable it, you should have to push a button and turn it off. There are even devices out there that you can get where you can disable it anyway, right? Would have been better off had I gone that route. You certainly don't buy a whole new truck just because you don't like auto stop or start stop, right? But it is one of those things that entered my mind when I started looking at the TRD Off-Road, because this truck does not have auto stop. Lastly, number four, another big thing for me was the bigger radio screen. Again, when I bought the 2024 TRD Sport, I kind of took what they had. And at that time, they weren't producing many that had the 14-inch screen. I couldn't find one. So I kind of settled when I bought that lower, or not really lower, but smaller screen in that truck. I love having the big 14-inch screen, particularly if you're hooked up for navigation. It just makes things easier to see. And honestly, it's just cooler. Everything on it is bigger, better, brighter. I love having that in the truck. If I ever do switch out again, the 4x4 and the 14-inch big screen will be must-haves for me. I wouldn't buy another truck without them. Anyway, those are just a few regrets that I have about buying or trading off the TRD Sport for the TRD Off-Road. Leave a comment, let me know. If you've had a couple of the 4th generation Tacomas, any regrets between switching one for another? I'd just be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.